Hello, I'm working with a new recorder. I hope that it will record what we're working on. So I'm gonna first I'm going to show you a couple things. One is I'm going to share my screen. So hopefully it will come up shortly. When you first get into Connect, you're going to need to have me enable a microphone if you have a microphone. Okay? And that's what I'm sharing as the desktop. And I want to look at this. Come on. Okay. So the first thing you're going to want to do is I'm going to enable a microphone for you. And once I do that, you can go up to the top of Adobe, and there's a little microphone, and you click on that, and that will start your microphone. It'll ask for permission to do that, and that will be good. My Revit is somewhat slow because I have many things open. I have our class open, and I have Adobe Connect open, and I have all kinds of stuff open. So it's a little slow here. But okay, so I could put a little chat in there if I wanted to. That would be good. Okay, so here's a layout of my bubble diagram, which I did in Revit. Let's see if we can get a good look at it. It's a layout on the sheet. The problem, of course, with, I believe I used options. The problem with options is that you can lay it on the sheet and you have to actually change the option. But here's my first floor up at the top. That seems odd to me. I guess I'd put the first floor below, but for some reason I put it on top. So my idea here was that I would have a knuckle of all these services that everything needs to have a relationship with. And then I'd have this big restaurant, and I'd have these retail pieces, and I'd need some kind of connecting hallway to get to these stairs. And all this stuff in here will serve all these different spaces, okay? I'm looking at this, and my idea is that these retail spaces don't necessarily get directly served by this, as in it's not like a mall, it's more like a shopping strip, okay? So, and basically I created each of these spaces, okay? If I take this, oh, I'm on the sheet, so I would need to go to level 1. Excuse me. So if I go to level 1, wait. And I take a look at this thing. I actually kind of cheated. I made sure that my bubble diagram was, come on, room tag. Put in room tag with area. You'll see that these things are not just sort of proportional, but they are strictly, in terms of area, proportional. Oh, okay, so 254 square feet for my lobby, which is approximately close to what you need for your schedule, okay? So I'm going to create a new drawing, which is going to be my block diagram. Okay, so create a new project. I'm not crazy about the construction template. I like the commercial template for this. Commercial default. I don't know if it's one of your defaults over here, but it definitely is here. So commercial default, and open, and okay. Okay, if I hopefully I'm up, WT on the tile my windows. Okay, so I can get rid of the sheet. And I can get rid of the level 1. It'll ask me if I want to save it. Yes, I want to save it. Now the thing about a bubble diagram is it shows relationships between things, but not necessarily locations. So I may show my retail next to my lobby, but it doesn't mean that it's going to be next to my lobby, just that it's going to have some kind of relationship to it. And usually that's a physical proximity relationship, but they don't need to look exactly like your bubble diagram. Your bubble diagram is not a map, it's an idea. Your schematic plans, however, are a map. Okay? So the first thing you need to do is you need to get some what you need to get grids in. And the only way to do that is to look at what do I want to get into? Let's take a quick look here. Okay, so 2,500 square feet, blah, blah, blah. I do not have the notes for the grid. So I'm going to do this from memory, because if I open up one more program in here, I'm going to slow down impossibly. But I believe the grid, you can have a 20-foot grid or a 25-foot grid. Okay. And my restaurant's a pretty big space, so I might want to go to a 25-foot grid there and a 20-foot grid, in the rest of the spaces. So I want to put in a grid. So I'm in the Architecture tab, the Datum panel, I'm selecting grids. Okay. The reason why I want to put this grid in is I got to know where my structure is going to come down, because I really need to know things like I don't want a column coming in the middle of a bathroom. It's just no way you can make that space work. So I'm going to start down here. I'm going to come straight up. I don't know how many of these I'm going to need. I think I have, so I come over here, it puts the bubble at the top, so I want to start at the bottom. So I'm going to say this is a 20. And this is going to be a 20. And I think there are, how many spaces are there? I'm going to have to look at that. Look at my notes. The retail lease space is 2,100 square foot, and I think I break that into I broke that into like not 7, but like 8. 8 goes into 21. 600 goes in there. It goes 3, almost 4. Yeah, I think I do like 3 or 4 retail spaces. I can break it down into smaller pieces, and I can break the restaurant down as well. So let's give ourselves 4 column bays. 20, because I like to do this as a 1, 2, 3. Here's 4. 20, enter. And then, so that'll be my retail space. Okay. And then I want to do, where's the middle of this? Where the middle is. Okay, so the next one over, I'm going to do at 25 to give me some extra room, which means because I'm doing that knuckle plan, so I'm thinking that knuckle's going to need some extra space. And then I can put the restaurant next to that. Oh, come on, stand up straight. There we go. 25. I'm going to need 2 bays for that, for sure, for the restaurant. Let's make sure. Have I got anybody here yet? Nope. Notes. Notes. Which one do I have? I thought I had another one. I thought I had the construction thing on there too. Nope. Okay. So I'm making a 25-foot grid here. I'm going to make another 25 here. So I'll need 2 for there. I'm running out of space here, so this is going to have to get moved over. Otherwise, my elevation is going to be right in the middle of my building. And that is not going to work. So 25, enter. I'm just typing that in the keyboard. Okay, so I'm going to need to move that. Let's keep doing while we're in here, we'll keep doing this. Okay, so let's say we start here, call this about the middle. There we are, it's straight. Okay. I do want to put a head on that end. And let's go up 1, 2, 3. Let's go up here. My 20-foot square grid, so I need to make that number, pick it, and type 20. And I need to go over here. I'm going to line, oops, I like it lining up. Come on, line up and make it 20. There we go. But these are going to be our 25s. Usually you keep your, so I'm going to make that 5. And here, 5. And over till it lines up. Come on, go. All right, so I'm hoping that's going to be enough grid to cover what I want. I can get that, oh, these should actually come, nope, over too far. Okay, so cancel out, cancel, cancel. Grab this grid, grab its bubble and pull it over to here because that's where it needs to be. And this one just started on the wrong bay. Maybe here. There we go. All right, so now I want to link to my bubble diagram. So that is, I believe, in your Insert tab. I want to link to a Revit drawing. I don't want to insert it. I don't want to import it or anything like that because I don't want it to be there permanently. I want it to be like an XREF and AutoCAD. I just want to be able to see it, not to work with it. Because if I actually bring that drawing in here, my drawing will get huge and unmanageable. So I just want something I can look at, okay? And so what am I going to bring in? I'm going to go to where I keep my folders. There's our class. There's the bubble diagram. I open it up. Okay, and there it is. Now what's not showing is the names of the spaces, which I find unfortunate, but that's annotative information, so we're just going to move that. Well, I've done this just absolutely backwards, so I wonder if I can flip this. Let's find out. Let's find out if I can flip that. Like this. Looks like I can. Yeah, it looks like I've got like 3 to 4 retail spaces. I can just break that in, move that down a little. So it's kind of somewhat on the thing. As I said, this is not really a map. This is more of a idea. Okay, so I put this here, and I'm looking at this and I'm saying I can do 1, 2, 3, possibly 4 different bays in here, and that means that I could rent this out to a big place, or I could rent it out to a couple, you know, like 4 small spaces, or I can rent it out 2 to 1 and 1 to another, so I can get some diversity in my tenants, okay? And so what I want to do is I want to create a space that's going to have the right square footage. I'm looking here, if I put a stair tower outside my grid and it's freestanding, a lot of times if you go see things being built, they'll build the stair towers and the elevator shafts right off the bat, first thing. They're freestanding. So if the building were to collapse, those things stay in place. Okay, so if you go to the stair tower, even if the whole building comes down, that space has a much better chance of surviving because it isn't attached to the building. So I have no problem with you putting your stair tower out here and making it freestanding, probably out of some kind of masonry. Okay? As a matter of fact, I kind of recommend that. All right? So I need a certain amount of retail space, and that would be, let me look at this. Our retail space is 2,100 square feet. 4 into 21 goes, it's like about 600 square feet per. And we can pull it back a little so that our total gets work. So again, I'm going to do this the way I did the bubble diagram, but now I've got to make it more room shaped, and I got to make it, I got to think about how I'm going to get from room to room. So I'm going to need to put some arrows in for doors and put some, you know, ideas for where windows are and how spaces are actually going to be attached to each other. So I go to architecture and I'm going to go to room. I'm going to create a room. No, actually, cancel. Don't go to room. Go to architecture, room separator, because I'm going to make those things into rooms. Okay, and I'm going to take a nice little rectangle. And remember, everywhere you see these intersections, right here, 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 I've got columns coming down. So as a retail space, something that comes in here seems reasonable, okay? Okay, and let me tag that. Cancel, cancel. And I make that a room. Okay. And I made it a room. Cancel. Oops. I do want to tag it with area. Whoops. Definitely no. Should have done that before I tagged it. Okay, it's 564 square feet. So I really want to make it more like 550, but it's getting kind of close, because 500 times 4 would be 2,000, and I need another 100. Yeah, I want to make it more like 525. So I can take this edge here and I can pull it up, and it will change the size. $523, that's probably good. Okay. I've got some space here for walls to go around this. Now this row of columns is going to be coming out here, and I might be thinking, that may not be a great way to structure that, but I have secretly in my head this idea that the spaces up above, the offices, they are bigger than the retail space. I have a lot more offices than retail space. So I'm thinking that this thing could actually overhang, and then I would get a covered walkway here where people could walk and be covered in front of the stores. Now I'm looking back here and I'm saying I'm going to need my deliveries to come in here. Okay, so I'm really thinking maybe I actually want to center this thing. And so I've got some space in the back and some space in the front for covered deliveries and covered entry. And that gives us some room for, I don't know, sidewalk sales and people coming and all kinds of stuff. So I grab this stuff and I'm going to move it. And I'm going to look for the center of this line. There it is. And then if I just pull it straight down till it intersects with this line, it'll be centered on it. Okay. I got deliveries in the back, got storefront in the front, right? Okay. And I can call that retail. I'm going to call it retail 1. Enter. I'm going to want these all to be the same, because really what I'm going to want to do is you know, I want to be able to sell these. This is going to go for a little more money because it's an end unit, and so I can get windows in here. But pretty much I want them all to be kind of the same, okay? So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to copy it from the intersection of this grid to the intersection of that grid. Oops. Oh, I didn't get the whole thing. Undo. Gotta do this right again. Yes. Now I can copy it. Copy. If I copy from the intersection of this grid, it'll be in the same place, each little grid line. Oops, I didn't have multiple on. Copy. Multiple will let me copy it several times. From here to here. To here. Okay. Cancel. Then I need something for stairs, and I don't know how big it is, but until I adjust my floor to floor, and I don't know that this commercial actually has a second floor. I don't think it does. I think it's part of the problem. So I need to, whoops, go to an elevation. But you see how I'm starting to get the spaces, and I'm going to need something, and I can't remember how big the stair tower needs to be, but it probably needs to be something like 8 by 20 maybe. Let's try that. Okay, so make a room separator. It's going to be freestanding out here, so it can, it's going to have to line up kind of, I'm not quite sure where it's going to be. Oops, that's a line. I want a box. Cancel. Make it a box. And let's take it out 8 by 20. And let's face it, that column grid is not going to matter because it's going to be freestanding. No columns in there. That way, if this whole thing falls down, people who are in this stair tower are safe. We want that. I'm going to create a room. But my room tag on my placement is going to have the area in it. That'll be a default, so from now on, that's what I'll get. So that'll be good. And that'll be 150. That sounds familiar. Okay. So you can see how this is starting to look like a building. Now, when I get upstairs, depending on where my hallway is, I may actually need to kind of shift this. I may add another grid because when I do my 6 retail spaces, maybe it works out better if I do 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and then I can have, I don't know, what, 1, 2, 3, and this becomes something else up here. Who knows what's going to happen up there, but I've got an idea of where I'm going here. So that creates all these spaces. Now I'm going to start creating, I need something like a sprinkler room, and I'm thinking, okay, so I've got this whole space for that entry knuckle, okay? So I can get all kinds of things like the sprinkler room and the electrical room and stuff at the back. This is all the service side. And I can start putting the prettier stuff like, bathrooms and little entry vestibules and open air courts. This also might be an opportunity to put in a monumental stair here so that we can look down from above, okay? And so this starts being my restaurant here. So I'm gonna do a room separator and a box, and our restaurant is, let's take a look at that. Oops. Our restaurant is 2,500 square feet, 50 by 50. So it's going to take that whole bay up. So that'll be interesting. So we're going to go just a little bit inside here, right? And 25 by 25 is going to make it 50 by 50. And that's going to be my restaurant. Whoops, moved that over too far. I want to move that up. It's going to be. Okay, and my restaurant seems to be a little short in square footage, and so I may want to do something like create an outdoor eating space as part of that restaurant square footage. I really can't go out too much beyond these lines, but what I will tell you is that if you look at your construction document, it does tell you that your offset is like 1 foot. I think it's 1'4", which means that from this line to the outside edge of your wall is 1'4", and that will give you a little extra square footage. But let's see, 22 plus 2.5. Yeah, you're within 10% of the square footage, which is actually quite lenient. I mean, when people say 2,500 square feet, they're usually pretty certain that's what they want. Okay. So, what are these spaces here? Yeah, I want to see that. That's that knuckle. So here's that entry. Here's the 2 restrooms. There's the lobby. And I've got an elevator and an elevator room. So pretty much I could put like the 2 bathrooms in here, and they are 8 by 15. Now I'm going to have to look at it again. Notes. I have 6 offices upstairs. Oops. 800 square feet each, and I have retail, 2,100. It used to be broken into pieces. 8 by 15. Oh, I remembered. 8 by 15. 20 by 12. Okay, so 8 and 8 is 16, and 12 is 16, and 12 is 28. Okay, so our lobby starts being a little. Okay, so architecture, room separator. Now, if I put it here, I'm not going to be able to get out here. I'm not going to be able to get out here. So in some ways, I really want it to be more like here. Okay, so let's try that. Just line up with the front of this, and we'll go, give it some space for some doors. There is 15 is right there, and 8. Looking at that, and I'm saying to myself, well, that's all very nice, but that's not going to matter, because this is a beam. I don't need to go up or down. So make it a room with a tag, and this is and the convention usually is like to just call it like women's and men's. I think that may be changing soon, but you could also just call it toilet or restroom if you're feeling a little dainty. Okay, so I'm going to grab that, and I'm going to copy it all the way across. Looks good. Cancel. And that's going to be then. Okay. Now I've got room to put in a little entryway, right? And a vestibule. See, I had this all kind of slanted over here, but that's not going to matter. Yeah, the two restrooms and the whatchamacallit. So I can get a little entryway in here, and I can still get by. And I need my elevator. I'm thinking I can put all those little tiny rooms back here because they access, like the sprinkler can access the outside, the electrical room can access the outside, so can the telephone room, because let's face it, you don't need people to work on those to be going through that public display space. You can just have them access on the outside, and the sprinkler room has to be accessed to the outside, and now I don't need a hallway for them. So it does all kinds of really nice things for me. So I'm starting to get this kind of put together, and maybe at this point this is starting to be a little confusing for me. So I pick it, and I go down here and I hide it. Okay, I can grab this, and I can copy that. I don't really want it horizontal. Maybe I really want it like something like that. It'll be about as far away as I can kind of get it, which is a good thing. Oh, stop that. And I'm thinking your stair tower might be a little small because 2. Because we're going to need some kind of area of refuge up there, which is a 36 by 48, a 3 by 4 space. And so you want it like back where it doesn't interfere with any travel or door swing. And you're going to want to come in and go straight down, so that leaves all that space where it can be. So, got to think about that, right? So, I'm going to get an exterior wall coming through here, around here. I'm going to get a freestanding wall here. I'm going to get, this thing is going to come around here probably. This may come short, or I may come kind of this way. Oh, that's right. I put 2 here. Ooh, that does seem kind of rather like a lot. Maybe I'm not going to need that much because that's going to give me a lot of space. Yeah, maybe I can get rid of one of these. I'll take this and wiggle that over. Bring it down so it lines up better. Let's see about moving all this stuff. Filter it, because what I don't want to move is the elevations. Apply, okay. And that deselects that. Okay, now I can move this. 25. There we go. Cancel. Escape, escape. Now I can get rid of that. Delete. And these actually can get pulled over, but we're okay right now. Just make it a little tidier. Oops, I should have moved that. I want to make sure it's still looking at my building. Yeah. Well, let's move that out. There we go. Otherwise, it'd be cutting through my building again. It got moved. How about that one? That one's still good. Okay. So now I'm starting to see this first floor coming together with all I need to do is kind of figure out all these last little spaces. I would really kind of like to get some kind of monumental stair. Maybe a little vestibule in here. This becomes kind of a covered drop-off, perhaps, when I get upstairs. Something like that. So that maybe I can head down, a hallway. Maybe I got a hallway here. That's entirely possible. So those spaces aren't really big enough for offices. Maybe I'd get one office, 2, 3. It's possible. We'll see. And maybe this is too many spaces. This is where I start to work out the relationship between everything. Now, why am I not putting in walls and doors? Because as you saw, I had an extra bay here, and changing doors and windows and all those little details. This is much easier to say, I'm going to pull this over and take out that grid than to try to kind of work with all those details. I've still got an idea of how this building is going to go together. Now, it's possible I might look at this and say, well, this is really linear, and I work it out, and I say, well, maybe I don't want these to shoot out this way. Maybe they're actually going to come this way and this way, and I'm going to get a courtyard in the middle, or maybe I'm going to arch it one way and arch it another way so it works on my site differently. But I'm starting to get the way I want those spaces to look. Okay, let me see if anybody's joined us. Have we got any? Nope, still 2 people. I thought I would get somebody to... Okay, so let me just see if I can continue with that first floor. I need a vestibule. I know I need that. Separator, remember to make it a rectangle. And how big is that room separator? It is lobby, entry vestibule, 8 by 10. Okay. Oh, I think I was filming nothing. That's really sad. Okay, so an 8 by 10 vestibule. So let me just build something 8 by 10. 10 and 8. All right, it doesn't want to do it, so I do this. Cancel, cancel. You're so mean. Come on. 10. There we go. Make it a room with a tag in it. 80. Cancel. I'll make that a vestibule. Move it. Can move the center of this to the center of here. I think I need it the other direction. make that the 10. And I'm going to make this the 8. No, I want the whole thing to go. There we go. Kind of like that, because then this starts, now I've got a hallway here. That's kind of extra square footage. It's not doing a whole lot for me, but it may give me a chance for some dramatic views up above and down below. So that's that. This starts to be maybe the lobby space. How much room have I got for a lobby space? Well, let's get some of that weird stuff in there. It's not really weird, but it's little stuff. Okay, so I need trash. $170 square foot each. They may need to be bigger because of the area of refuge. 80, 25, 60, then 20 by 10. 80, 60, 25. Oh, gotta get back so you can see it. Okay, so I need something 80, like an 8 by 10. I'm gonna make a room separator. Save my project. This is gonna be not that. This is gonna be I'm going to put the dumpster area in. I'm actually going to put it back here, half and half in, half out, so that I can make that a dumpster area, like enclosed outside. I think that'll work. And that way you can go, like, you might have a direct door from the trash from the restaurant, so your kitchen ends up back here. This is the back side of the building, so you do want the kitchen back there so you can get deliveries. I think that is going to work out marvelously. So I'm going to pick here. Oh, damn, I've done it again. Okay. So 10 by 20. $10 by 6. I'm going to move this 6, 6, 6 by 10. There. It's your mechanical. Your sprinkler was 25, so that's 5 by 5. Place the room. Wow, it's really thinking about that. Now, that's really hard to see. Maybe I need to print that at quarter. I don't know if I'm going to be able, since we're not actually printing it out, we can put it, sheet sizes can be, you may have to put it on an E size sheet instead of a D size sheet, but that's okay. So this is our sprinkler, SPKLR, sprinkler. I'm going to put the R in there, sprinkler. It's like sparkler to me now. I think you typically don't get that R in there. Sprinkler, yes. I don't remember what that one was. That's the 60. That's either the mechanical or the electrical. Whoops, come on. This is our trash. And half of this is going to be like outside. So I'm just going to make sure this is half and half. Do that by grabbing the whole thing. Pick and move. I want to move from wherever that midpoint is. There it is. Whoops. Come on, midpoint. That just comes right down to the intersection. Not a big move. I did a pretty good look. Okay, so what was 60? Let's take a look and see what was 60. 60 was elevator equipment room, and then the electrical room is 80. So I can do the sprinkler next to the trash, the electrical next to that. That's the elevator. Call that elevator equipment. And I'm doing caps and lowercase everywhere, so there's that. So I can take my little sprinkler broom and put it where it needs to go in my little mechanical room. Now all I need to do is I need to get, say, an elevator and maybe a monumental stair in here, some kind of looking stair. Don't need one, but it might be kind of nice. Come on down from the edge there. There we go. And the mechanical room. Yeah, that's gonna fit. I wonder if I can get my elevator room in there. Probably not. How big's my elevator? Oops. I did it again. Okay, so I've created a mechanical room. I've got a sprinkler room. I got a trash area. I've got my elevator equipment room. What else do I need for the first floor? sprinkler riser room, electrical main room. Ooh, it's not mechanical, it's electrical. That's my thing. Gotta relabel that. Stairs, elevator equipment room, elevator 7.4 by 10. Got that, got that. Lobbies, whatever's left over. Lavatories. Okay, so 7.4 by 10 is the shaft size. I want that always to stay 7.4. I think even if I remove this, let's just move it in there so it, there you go, 7.4. That's clear, so it needs its surround there. Like that. It's always going to be, grab that. It's always going to be 10. Well, where's my lock? There's my lock. And I just pull that right up to there. Go. Now that will always be locked in the proper dimensions. Make it a room. Tag it with okay. Now, got to get all this stuff in there. I could put the elevator, and then you could get to the trash that way and that way. I could put the elevator equipment room. I'm feeling like I'm wanting a little more space here. What if my vestibule actually is freestanding as well? I'll just make it glass. Oh, I still have this problem. This one can move up. This one I have problems with. Well, I can move up one, and that'll give me some room on the one side, right? Move from here out to there. It really doesn't seem that hard to me. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Go. here. I suppose I could put them like that, but I like them on either side for some reason. I'm not particularly sure why. Oh, wait a minute, let's undo that. Maybe we could put the elevator here. That would entail us moving those things way back, which I don't have a problem with. And I could put an elevator in an elevator room. How big are they together? 6 by 10, and it's 10 that way. Oh, yeah, I like that. Okay. So I'm going to take that and make that 6. And then I'm going to take this. Make that 10. That's nice. And I take this and I move it right to the center of that one. Oh, oh, didn't do it. Okay, and I come up, up. This is nice because in older versions, when you did that, the rooms stuck together. There we go. It's got some kind of separation. It's probably more like 8 inches, so probably more like that. That would be good. We could put that in the front here and the vestibule there and move these things back. So I need like 20 feet. I need to grab, whoops. Oh, stop that. It's going to be so irritating. I don't know how far back these are going to have to go, but we'll put them all the way back-ish. And we'll take this. Maybe we have like a glass elevator or something like that. That would be kind of awesome. Move that to that corner. Wrong corner. There we go. Well, this gets to be our vestibule. These things can actually pull right up against that. And where would we put our lovely little monumental stair? Actually, we could put these together and share plumbing and run them that way. Yeah, we could. Only that's the front of my elevator. See, now these two stuck. Wow. Move. Oh, it isn't. Oh, it's moving that, not this. Yeah, I hate it when it does this. Go back to there. And we will move it differently. It's all very nice, but now that vestibule, going into that elevator the wrong way. I really think we need to rotate the elevator. Put the elevator equipment room behind it. Give access to the elevator equipment room from the outside. Kind of like that. Okay, grab that. Gonna rotate it. Oh, yes, that is true. Okay, we won't do it that way. Space 4. the tab key is what's, I put my cursor on a line, I hit the tab key, and it looks for things related to it. And that's how I'm doing that in the event you aren't familiar with that. Because the big question is, why did it work on that one and not on that one? But let's not lock it with that. Yeah. That's an 8 by 15. 10 and 6 is 16. Oh, we can probably put this, line this right up with that. There we go. Well, this is kind of working out kind of nice, because that means that this vestibule can actually go in this corner, and that might be kind of cool, having it wrapping around that somehow. Oh, I kind of like that. And that gives us plenty of room for walls or whatever we need. And this can go in here. These can get scooted up. And then we got lots of room for whatever we want to do here. Okay, where would I put a monumental stair? Well, a sprinkler. Maybe along this side, straight up. It's possible. But all this gets to be lobby. I think that's everything we wanted in there. And I'm going to say this is going to do some kind of one-story wraparound, and we'll maybe do something huge and unwieldy. Okay. Now, the question starts to be, have I taken too much room for this lobby? I don't know. I think I've got all the first floor spaces accounted for. I'd have to go back through that program and make sure I had them all. because it feels like I'm missing something. That's not mechanical, that is electrical or telephone. And telephone is somewhat of a misnomer because it's probably data rather than telephone. And this all ends up being, you know, whatever's left. Now, maybe if I think about this, I might want to shove that back, or I might want to put this between these two. Then again, I can share a plumbing wall here and have doors in either side. There's all kinds of things I'm thinking about here. I might rather have this on that side to kind of shield me from that trash, because I'm not sure I'm thinking I'm going to have a trash door entry here and maybe one through there and certainly one from the outside, and I get dumpster area out here, and all this gets to be kind of what's left over. I got 100, 25 by 25, 25 by 25. I got like 2,000, 2,500, 55, 50 by 50 is, I guess, okay. That's our, maybe I got too many bays here, I'm not sure, but when I start doing the upstairs, when I go upstairs, now this only has 2 levels, I believe. Yeah, it's got this in a roof level. And you start seeing kind of what's going on up here. Yeah, there were my retail spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I get my 2 bathrooms again, so they're going to be underneath here. And I get all those mechanical things, and then I get 2 more, and I get my stair towers on either end. So pretty much I would do the same thing up here, creating all the spaces I need, but what I need to do is make sure they cover up, that they're sitting where they need to sit. So I'm probably going to get a hallway back here, which is kind of interesting. It'll be kind of cold because it's sitting over an open space, but we can insulate it. I'll get my other stair tower, get 1 stair tower here, get my other stair tower down here. Maybe the stair tower can move up here and this can be the hallway over that space. We'll see which one works out better in terms of having like a mezzanine and an overlook. Because truthfully, all that flat space underneath, all those mechanical rooms, we could put like some kind of visual feature on top of it, and then we could overlook here and have this all be an open bay. That might be kind of cool. And then that doesn't count as square footage because it's just height. It's a nice thing to do. Okay, so I need to go to my elevations. Elevations south. It's the front of my building. It's not looking like much right now. Okay. My roof, I believe, is at 25 feet. There we go. And so I need to get another level in here. Oops, all these guys are going to have to get lifted up above the roof, or else we won't be able to see it. I need to put another level in. That's architecture, datum, creating a level. Scrolling up, save the project. Always save the project. And if you can see, there's my my levels that were in my insert. You can see that I've put my bubble diagram is in here as well. And that's where my level 2 was. And we're thinking. Okay, I'm going to pick line. I'm going to pick that line. That's where my level 2 is. I'm going to drag this back till it's lining up with that. Come on. I hate it when I do that. I didn't really want to do that at all. I want to grab that piece, pull it back to here. Come here, line up. Where are you? There it is. There, that'll lock that in. There, now I've got a level 2, right, and a roof, and the level 2's at 13 where it's supposed to be. So I'm glad I set those up properly in my bubble diagram. I can close this window. And I'm still looking at my roof. I don't really want to be looking at my roof. I want to be looking at my level 2. Level 2. You can see it's got the level 1 underlaid underneath it. So I can just kind of pick those things and those will make rooms. I can get my elevator here, my 2 bathrooms. That space is going to be empty, which is going to be kind of sad. It's kind of an argument for moving that down there. I'm going to put trash over. I'm going to put a little mechanical chase maybe in this corner. Yeah, trash over. That ruins that overlook thing. Got bathrooms here. I'm kind of losing my overlooks, aren't I? So I had 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 over here. 1, 2. Maybe I can do 1, 2 in a hallway. Well, I'm beginning to think I want to move these things back so that I can open that up a little. Yeah, I'm thinking. Okay, so let me just hide this for the moment. Hide. Okay. And actually, if I made this 2 stories tall, it will just show up, won't it? Oh, I like that. Because it is 2 stories tall. So I need to tab, grab, and it's dimensions, detail line. Where is it? Separation. 4 line. Oh, it doesn't have a height. Let's look at our south elevation, see if we can pull it up somehow. Because when I created them, do I get to give it a height? It doesn't have one. All right. Okay. Nope, can't do that. So I'll just have to. Okay, so I'm going to create room separator lines. I'm going to pick lines. I'm going to pick that line, that line, that line, that line. Actually, I'll lock them together. Oh, wait a minute, I'm doubling. Whoops! I was still picking lines. That's a mistake. That's why it's doubling. Delete and delete. Okay. Oh, that's good. I'm going to align with, come on. I'm going to align with this edge, this thing. There it goes. Okay, that's good. I'm going to lock it. Do the same thing down here. I'm going to align with, come on, that line. this thing. Changes its rotation a little bit. That's good. Lock it. And I align that with it. And I lock that. There, now. That's all locked. Picking. That one. Lock it. This one. Lock it. That one. Oh, not that one. This one. Locked. That one. And locked. Okay. I definitely want this one. Lock it. And that one. And lock it. Oh, that's the one that's not locked. And then that one. And lock it. Good. Escape. Do another one. That one. That one. And the reason why I'm escaping is I don't want Revit to link these together. I don't want this to move and that not to be linked to it. So that's why I disconnect when I do each room. Okay, anything else? Anything else? That mechanical chase would be just nice there. Then all your... Oh, it can go over here. That's where we'll put it. And that will be a good place because it can go in the ceiling under here. Yeah, that'll work. I can get to the hallway through there. All right, and so then all I would be doing is the trash there. Not really liking it, but there you have it. Okay. So I would label these. And so you see that my building is starting to look like, you know, this little rectangle off this bigger rectangle with these 2, 3 little build-ons, these little add-ons. But other than that, we're really in pretty good shape. I think my lobby downstairs might be big, so we're going to have to kind of look at that and see what kind of stair we can get. Yeah. Okay. Place a room. So if I get a hallway up here, hallway out the back or up the front. There's my, I'm thinking we really should go like, how big are these offices? They're supposed to be, how big? And I'm not really locking any of these because I don't know where they're going to be yet. Cancel, cancel, and place a room. This is office 1. Cancel. And I think they're 700 square foot. 1. Enter. Got to double check that. Notes. And the offices are Upstairs, ground floor, second floor. 6 office at 800 square feet. Ooh. Looks like I might have to make my other grid line 25 to make that work. 624. I suppose I could cantilever it, but I don't really want to. That seems bad. Okay, let's see. My idea's not working so great. Okay, we're going back to my target shared file. Mm. 800 square feet. Let's see. I need 125 square feet more. I need 6 of them. Well, I could take this all the way out to here, right? Or wherever that is. Pretty close. Where am I at now? 694. Okay, so this is going to be... Okay, 722. Okay, so it'd be a little big. That would be close. And then we could do one office here. And one office here, and that would be 3. And a hallway straight up the middle? Well, that's a possibility. Architecture, room separator. There. There, 2. There. But I need at least like 5 feet in here. So I have to move that. Cancel. Cancel. Make it a room. Okay, so once I get this plan kind of worked out, then the next thing is to say, okay, well, maybe it's looking like these really need to be bigger bays. Maybe these need to be 25s as well, and to do a scheme with these as 25-foot bays all everywhere. And so that would be office 2, office 3. And what happens in this space? Well, I do have some mechanical things and some stuff like that. But we'll see. So I'm at like 700 square feet. That one got a little big, but we might like pull this in a little bit so we have a better entranceway instead of just being like smack dab at the end of the hall. Copy. I think I need to copy it down. 22.6. See if that gets it at least close. Yep, close. Now this guy's office just overlooks the loading bay, so it's not exactly like the nicest of spaces. But there you have it. There's those three. I would have preferred to do 3 offices this way with like a corridor back here or up here, which fed into each of them. So I'm thinking a 25-foot bay might be better over here as well. This is looking a little cramped to me, but maybe this becomes, maybe you get your stair coming up like that, and this becomes like a balcony. Up along here. How would you, and you don't, you're going to have 3 offices over here. Same kind of thing. Do 1, 2. So each 500 square feet. So you'd have to kind of, that would be just total suck. And again, if all this stuff was up against that corner, then this could sneak out a little bit, but I don't really want to. Be nice if I could get another office in here, but I'm thinking I can't. So this one's not working out all that great. I need to think really about moving these to 25 feet. Let's undo all this last stuff and see what that does. Nudging, moving, copying. Copy gets rid of. And then room separation there. So what I really need to think about is maybe that is a 25er. Or maybe it's 25. Oh, stop that. Cancel. Undo. Get that back in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so this needs to be 25. And that means this needs to be 25. Oops, getting tight there. This needs to be 25. And this one also needs to, come on, it's going to put me past my what's that do? Wow. Don't like it. Do, undo, undo. Okay, let's try this. Let's eliminate that. Delete. Let's eliminate that. That will do it because that'll give me 5 feet more on every single floor. There we go. Oh, they all need to line up with this one. Generally, we get letters on the side and numbers across the top. Okay, so that's 722 square feet. If I do it 25 front to back by 20 wide. That means I get a hallway here, and I could get a back door here. I kind of like that. That means that this has got to move. Why does it not grab everything? Can I not move that? I have to do it in 3D. I want to move that back. That way I can get these 4 offices, and then I can get 2 more, makes the 6, and we can have like a little walkway down through here, and a walkway not through the elevator, so that gets to be a problem. That means that elevator's going to need to move down a little, isn't it? Do I still just have me? Yep, I'm still just me. Okay. So maybe that's starting to work better. Now I've got a much bigger loading bay behind. It's a lot of wasted space. 25. Maybe I could just do 20. Oh, maybe I could just do 25 in the back and 20 in the front. Ooh, I like that. Undo. Drag grid. There we go. We're just going to drag. We're going to delete this one. Delete and drag that one. I need to unlock it because I only want to drag this one. So it lines up with that one. How's that one work? There. Now I have a hallway at the back. 4 of these. I can frame this way, which means when I frame it horizontally across that way, I can use the smaller members, which means I get more head space underneath for the retail. And then I'll just use the bigger framing here, and it doesn't really matter which direction I go in. Oh, I like that much better. But I think I'm liking that walkway at the front. That means your office windows, nah, hallway at the back, which might mean I'm definitely moving Mr. Elevator and elevator room. And now I'm starting to see how this thing would actually work as a building, right? And what you'd want to do is you'd want to make sure you had things kind of labeled, like I'm going to put a hallway in here, so I'd put that in as a hallway, and I put little triangles or something to show where the doors are. Let's go to annotation. See what we've got for like something to indicate doors and window. And you could put text here that says window walls. Now, wall thicknesses, it's not really part of a schematic block plan, but you can see I've indicated that there's, spaces between things. This is going to line up with that, and there's going to be a wall in here. So that's going to be okay. So I've got my hallway. All this stuff needs to move. Actually, I need to move it in 3D. Let's take a look at this in 3D. Gets really hard to read, but there you are. Tab, select, Control, grab that, 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 and that. WT, window tile, go to the level 2. It's selected. Yeah, double loaded corridors are much better, but okay, yeah, I'm going to leave that one there. So I'm probably going to end up with a hallway here. Just like those. But this one's definitely got to move. So that's our stair. That's our elevator not in contract. That's that. That. That's a stair. That's going to work. Cancel. Yep. Okay, I've grabbed this line and I don't want it, so I hold down the Shift key and you'll see a little minus sign shows up and I can deselect it. Now I've just got that. I'm going to copy that. Make sure multiple is on. Yes, it is. I'm going to constrain it because I don't want it moving in more than one direction. I'm going to go from there to there to there. Oops, I got too many. Undo that last one. Got excited. Undo that copy. Okay, Office 1, Office 2, Office backspace 3, enter, backspace 4, enter. That's looking good. Okay, we can turn off the underlay. Okay, and so the question is, do I want these to run front to back, or do I want them to run side to side with the hallway up the middle? Because truthfully, these are so much smaller. Ooh, I kind of like it running this way, because then we could move around this. Oh, I think there's like a vending area or something. We could put some stuff in here. I'm kind of not liking how that works. I really want to have some kind of balcony overlooking stuff. And I can do a path here. We can access this stuff here. The elevator can come out. You can have a two-sided elevator, come in that way on the first floor, go out on the second floor, all the way around. Yeah, we can overlook this open space here. Not doing a whole lot. Or at least you could get in your restrooms on that side. Yeah, I'm thinking this way is the best way. Shift, get rid of that. Do another copy. Copy from here to here. Cancel. Cancel. Tab, got that. Rotate it. Eck. 97. Undo. Tab, pick. Rotate. Oh, I'm constrained. I need to unconstrain myself. Well, maybe I have to constrain myself a little bit. And then you can have your exit stair come down here, which would be good. And since we only have 2 floors, we don't have to worry. And we'll copy that. And if that cancel, move it down to that piece there. And if this is too wide, then we'll shorten it up and widen it that way, and that will give us more room in here. Or we could think, okay, so this is all going to have to, this is a stair. So this is going to go up 2'6". This is going to move down 2'6". And this, with the control, these two are going to move 5 feet. That's not what I wanted. Arrow key, 7.5, 7.6. Yeah, that's about as good as you're going to get. Now this seems like a huge space. But we might get a snack room or something. We need to go back to that 3D. And we get tab, get that. Control that one, that one, that one, and that one. We go back to the second floor. There's the second floor, level 2. And we move that. There. So we'll come out and down and out of this building. We'll have like an area of refuge here. This thing may actually move up a little so that area of refuge is tucked up. We'll see. I got my offices. I don't know what else is on the second floor. Oh, I hope that didn't record. Well, that would be sad. Probably did. Second floor. Second floor. 6 offices. Got them. 2 bathrooms. Stairs for egress. Elevator. I need a trash area. Ducting. And cleaning and equipment. So trash area. We could put a trash chute. Oh yeah, we could do ducting. Could come down here. Well, we could have the duct, the trash area with a chute through the wall. Make it an architectural feature. And that mechanical thing. Roof access. These stairs could go all the way up to this roof, which is kind of a nice thing to do. But you need cleaning equipment in 8 by 10 rooms. So we could do cleaning equipment with a trash access. Trash is 5 by 8 and 8 by 10. I don't know how much room I've got here. But I will. That's 10 by 3. Let's try 8 by 10 and 5 by 8. Wrong one. Did it again. Cancel. If I do it, is this 10? this only needs to be 5 by 8, right? Okay, let's undo that last one. Make that the 10. And make this the 8. Oh, come on. Five by 8. Okay. Architecture, room separator. Make it a rectangle. Hmm. And what were those 2 spaces? Okay, sorry. I've done it again. I've left the notes on. No good. Okay. So I'm working those 2 rooms, and they are going to be second floor. Restaurant, second floor. Trash area, 5 by 8. Cleaning equipment, that's your cleaning equipment roof access, which actually can be a little bit smaller because I'm taking my roof access up the stairs. And so I've got my trash area. I need that mechanical, that 10 by 3 mechanical space, which really can go anywhere. Okay. Just as long as it's near a hallway. And so this room is actually going to kind of hang over, and it's actually going to be a trash chute. But what I'm thinking is I could do some kind of nice little thing. This can actually be a little bit smaller because it's just a janitor's closet. Having all kinds of little hairy fits there. Really? 2 inches? That's all I get? More than 2 inches. Let's make this a 9 foot. 9. And Make that a foot. Close. Okay. Means this goes here. It's slowing down. Move out, so I move it a big chunk. Inside that grid line. And we're going to put two 10 by 3 chutes here for mechanical spaces and trash chutes so that they look the same. I think that works quite well. Okay, and so I've got a I can't put it there, can I? Whoops. Put it here. I need to put something there, and then maybe I put, I don't know. I could turn it. Do it 8 in that direction. Okay, let's try that. Story of my life. Hmm. Okay, there's things about this scheme I don't like. So if I got a 3 by 10 piece in here, I got a trash room here with a dump to the trash below. I can get a 3 by 10 here. It just, I bet you could go through the trash room to get to the mechanical. I wonder if you could combine those. Truthfully, this is a lot of wasted space. we could actually kind of move this over and create a high bay space in the restaurant. Put some kind of glass thing in here. That makes a lot of sense. So we got, come up your elevator. Yeah, it's your men's and women's. You come off here, you go around. The truth is, this little space isn't looking... I would not be very happy with this because this looks like a lot of wasted space. This is not the kind of dramatic overlook I wanted. I'd rather you sort of came up your elevator. I think having your elevator and then, some kind of dramatic stair going around your elevator. I would fuss with this a lot because there's things about it that I don't like. I do have two means of egress separated as much as possible, even somewhat diagonally. I have to go to my 3D plan and move this one up. Tab, pick, control this, 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 and that. Go back to level 2 and move it. Let's move it from here to that seems like a good place. It's all going to go. It is. Excellent. This is stair 1. Got these offices. They're going to have lovely windows to the front. I like that. I like this. This thing is not working. There's these offices. I'm thinking I want to move them. I really want to rearrange this stuff. I definitely want the trash on top of my trash room. Maybe with that mechanical chase above it, because I could run in those ceilings over. Though I kind of like the idea of a look down at this as a garden kind of thing, but yeah, maybe if we just move this elevator, does that work better? But yeah, these bathrooms are just making my life miserable. Obviously, one could design it for a very long time. This is starting to be one. The one thing you definitely want to make sure you include is always that 3x10 mechanical space. It needs to be nearby like a hallway on the first floor. If that's what your plan is going to kind of look like, because you've got to have a ceiling that you can come down to and dump into all your spaces. So like I'd have it running probably along here, and it'll feed into each office from the roof. Okay, we go in the hallway, dumped into each office the heating man trunk, and we go down to the first floor, and we're coming through that overhang there and running into each room, into each retail space. So that makes a really kind of efficient way to do that. And same thing here. You can do drops through this. how do you do that in the first floor? You'd be coming through this ceiling here. Oh, this roof here. Yeah, the trunk would come along down here. You drop in there. So that's something we'll be doing next class, but I do want to give you a heads up on that. So yeah, I could put a 10 by 10, 10 by 3 mechanical space right there, and I'm going to put it in there to be sure it gets in there, but I am less than happy with this layout. I just think this center area is not working. I got to do something creative in here, but let's get that last space in there. That's something 10 by 3. Okay. So this is my trash. And this is my janitor's closet. Okay, what they're planning is that you'd have a ladder going up here. That's this is my, I don't know, I think that was women's on the bottom. And this is men. I don't think it makes that much difference. And there's my elevator, the office, janitor closet, the trash, and now I need to label that nice little mechanical chase. Okay. So I've got a first floor and a second floor. Now I would just need to do 2 more schemes like this, and that would do it. And hopefully this would be, I would not like this. This is not working for me. So I'm thinking, I'd rework that and I'd go back to my bubble diagram and take a look and see how, how I put those relationships. Because I'm just not like, I like these two next to each other because I can share a plumbing wall, but it's just such a huge lump in the middle of everything I'm doing that I'm thinking it should go somewhere else. Maybe they need to be separated just so that you can have the kind of space you want for this lobby, because this is getting all disjointed. This just does not feel like it's working well. But it would give me a full scheme. Lay it out on a sheet. So we go down here, and we would call this, let's rename this. Block plans. Okay, let's go there. And I'm going to drag down my first floor. Down here. Oh my, looks huge. It is huge. I'm going to need to go to a bigger sheet. God, I lost my properties. I just hate it when it does this. Where's my properties? Oh. I wanted view. User interface. Properties back on. Now, get it to do its, oh, I had it for just a second there. There. It is sadly a matter of getting it, oh, I had it there like that. Did that do it? No, it's done it this way. That's useful too, but we like to do, it does not dock well. I am sorry, but it just doesn't. I'm going to dock this here. Ugh. Yeah, that's really not what I wanted. I get that closer. Boy, I hate the way it does this. Okay, well, we'll just work with this for a minute. You just got to keep fussing with each of the menus until they do what they're supposed to do. Okay, so I want a tile block. Oh, I lost this. I'm going to make that an E size. Oh, it is E. Oh, no. That means I got to change my plans. Well, maybe 3:30 seconds will fit. Now I have lost everything. My computer is really too slow to be running Revit and Adobe Connect and a recording thing at the same time. I am sorry about that. My computer is just barely capable of running Revit entirely. I don't know where I'm looking at. I didn't want to modify my title block at all. Somehow I'm in edit family, I think. So anyway, I think if I change my plotting scale to 3:30 seconds, they'll fit on the sheet and all will be well. Come on. There we are. If I do this right, it will, no. I could grab this. I think if I grab it from here and there we go. Okay, so now it's tied up against here. My window only goes this far. I'm not covering my building, which is a good thing. Yeah, for this just gets to be a little bit smaller. So if I go to level 1, and I'm not crazy about this because just for teaching purposes, it does give you more room, which is kind of nice. Okay, let's go to level 1. And either in the properties, you'll see it's 1/4 inch here, or right down here at the bottom, you can change it to 3:30 seconds. 3/16? Yeah, 3/16. It'll make all these look bigger, which is kind of sad for these small ones, but let's see how that works. It's free floating. If I grab it here, I should be able to just, nope, I don't want that. I want it. And I'm looking for a little square that will dock it underneath. Is that it? Did I get it? No, I didn't. Yeah, such a pain. All right, I'll get that fixed when I've got more time. So if I go to my level 2 and I change it to 3/16 so that they're both the same. And then I go down to my sheet. It's my block plans. I can start moving this a little bit. I need to crop it. Okay, so level 1. Scroll out. Crop region vision, visible, and I'm going to crop it. This will show how much of this drawing I will actually see. And again, we're running really slow. I'm running a whole lot of stuff all at once. Okay, so obviously I need to pull this into maybe here. And this one way up to there. And that one way over to maybe here. Double click on my scroll bar, and that gives me the whole thing. Level 2, double click. I get to see the whole thing. I get to do the whole crop view and show the crop for the moment. Pick that, pull that way down to here. Pull that one way up to here. Pull these guys in. That side might be a little tight. If I don't want to see this box around there, I'm probably going to undo crop region visible so I don't have to see it. Yeah, it's thinking about it. It's thinking about it. So don't make that visible. That one is... There we go. Okay, so that's better. Still kind of tight, but it might fit. We can get this. Pick this region, and now I can shorten this up. Disconnect from the view, pick just the little title block, and you can stick that right in there. And there's your first floor. It'll fit, you know, just barely. I might have to pull some of that crop region in a little more. But you can fuss with this. You know, I grab this thing, and I move it over just a little bit, and suddenly it's kind of fitting. Not great, but it'd fit. Okay, so these are block plans. This be the first floor, level 1. I think level 2 will fit up there. If not, I'd have to bring that crop region down a little bit, or I could put them on separate sheets. Just make sure that I know that this is level 1, scheme 1, level 2, scheme 1, or, you know, level 1, I mean, scheme 1, level 1, scheme 1, level 2, and then you'll have scheme 2, level 1, scheme 2, level 2. It says 2 to 3, so of course the minimum is 2. And I think that's everything you need to know. And let's see if this saved.